Hi guys, this is Trey here, and as promised, last week I did a review unboxing the Samsung Watch 5 Pro together for the very first time, and I said I was gonna check back in to talk about the watch, after about a week's of daily use, normal usage that is, and I'm gonna be sharing my experience of using this watch every day. So since last week, I've already done some modification to the watch, and it's actually, I got a Spigen protective case. It was a bit of a struggle to stretch the rubber so that you can go over the dial, but that worked out fine. I also purchased a Spigen tempered glass to put over the screen. Now I know the screen is already made of sapphire crystal, which is quite strong and sturdy in terms of, watches, because for example, luxury brand watches tend always use sapphire crystals. So that's one point that I wanted to mention. There is no loss in terms of sensitivity to having that tempered glass display protector placed on top of the screen. I did not see any delays or lag, so I can attest to that. In addition, the buttons, the casing fits perfectly on my Samsung watch, and I really like it because now I know if I go out, if I'm taking off my watch for whatever reason and it flies off, it hits the ground, it's not gonna get scratched up, or the screen's gonna crack. I don't know if I'm gonna put that to a test another time, but perhaps, so stay tuned. For now, today wanted to talk about the charge, the battery charge. I think that's a question that comes across a lot of people's minds, because for me, when I'm using devices, whether it's cell phones or watches here, I find that it does bother me if the charge can't hold. In this case, in my previous video, I've always had Samsung devices, and I had the Samsung Watch Classic first generation. So I mentioned in the last video that the battery charge would generally last, a full charge would last 1 day, right? With normal use, of course. When I say normal use, meaning not going out doing extraneous activities where the watch itself can auto detect those activities based on your heart rates and, and steps that you take, kind of thing, right? So, and normal for me on average on a daily basis is about 7,000 steps, which I hope and usually tend to set my goals for on a daily basis. I do try to walk 10,000 steps a day, and which is why I like my smart watches to be able to track those steps. So for this Samsung Watch Pro, what I notice is that with a full charge will take about 1.5 hours there. So what I do is I usually just set it aside and go about my day doing other tasks, or if I have some writing to do. I'm sitting here, I'm not moving, then I can set my watch aside to charge. I did test it out. So on a full day of charge and with normal use, the next morning when I wake up around 9 a.m. and I look at the watch, for example, 8 to 9 a.m., it will show about 70 to 71% battery life, which is more than sufficient to last you through another day and maybe into the third day. I don't know, I haven't tested it out. But I did test out, just for comparison purposes, charging it fully 1 day, using it all day, going to sleep with the watch to track, of course, my sleep pattern, and then waking up the next day, and that usually takes me to about 51 to 53% charge. I always feel like I have to go charge my devices when it's low, because in case anything happens, I have battery, right? I'm not scrambling around. So that's really interesting. On the subject of charging, I did receive also this new wireless charging device, and you can charge your phone by laying your phone across right here. You can charge your smartwatch right here too by doing this, I think. Probably, and it has to sit here. So yeah, I think for that to happen, you actually have to remove your watch band because it stays bent, and it's, with this whole like clasp. So I haven't tested it out yet, but anyway, stay tuned for my next video. The second point I wanted to talk about is the GPX map that you can download. So I did download different apps specific for that, but I haven't had the opportunity to test it out. Today is it looks like it's gonna rain, so I don't know if I'm gonna go out today to test it out, but I do have to download a map for that. And I'm not promoting one over another, but just sharing some options out there. There is one, oh, I can't remember that could record, your hiking, cycling, and other activities, right? So it can track the GPS that way. I also wanted to, so I guess stay tuned for the GPS map download. I hope to go to some places and really test it out. The function that sets the Samsung Watch 5 Pro apart from the other Watch 5s is that it has the capability for you to track back your navigation, your map. So you know where you went and you can walk the exact path back to where you came from. I did use the sleep function to track the pattern, and I've been having very poor sleep lately, so I'm averaging about 4 to 5 hours, 5.5 hours, but last night I did sleep for, based on my Samsung watch here, it's 6 hours and 21 minutes, which is great, and I received a sleep score of 70, which is great because in the earlier last week was like, I was like 40 or 50, and I guess I was moving around. It does tell you detailed information. You do have to turn on the Bluetooth for your phone in order to synchronize with the wearable app on your phone, and then it'll show you the detailed information. So I slept about 6 hours and 21 minutes. The actual sleep time, it'll break it down to 5 hours and 39 minutes. I actually burned 335 calories just sleeping. Isn't that amazing? I was actually awake for 39 minutes. My REM was 1 hour and 36 minutes, and I was in mostly light sleep, 3 hours and 10 minutes, and deep sleep for 56 minutes. Blood oxygen during sleep, which was a minimum of 80%. Now for this particular function, I think you actually have to go into the wearable app setting to turn it on. Snore detection is also available, and you do have to go into the app function setting to turn that on. You could choose to test it out all the time, or you can use snore detection just once. I actually haven't had the opportunity to test this out because it does require you to have your phone nearby while you sleep. So in case in the middle of the night you start snoring really loudly, your phone is nearby ready to go, and it'll turn on to record your snoring so that you can, I guess, play back and listen to how badly you snored. But for those of you with partners that are constantly complaining about snoring, maybe this is something that you want to try out and see, okay? I did take a look at some interesting functions because last week I mentioned safety and security as it being a safe issue. Now, I read online that there are more than a few people that have been saved because of smartwatches, from Apple Watches, and things like, seniors falling or something, or heartbeats irregular, that type of thing. I don't know about the Samsung Watch series. I don't know. I haven't heard stories about those, but I do know that for sure that with this watch, you could go into the wearable app setting. You can set with my Samsung S22 Ultra. Right here in the settings, I can set up the SOS function with home key. So that would utilize my phone to call out for help. And there's also hard fall detection that you can set up. But again, you have to do it through your phone. I'm going to talk about finding my watch. So yeah, you could set that up once again in the app in your phone for wearables for your watch, and notify essentially if your watch has been left behind. You'll be able to track down and hopefully find your watch. You can also turn on the function for sharing your device location for your watch with your home network members. So you do actually have to manually add other people in so that they can be notified and alerted. If there's nobody in that network, you're not able to turn on this function. I also wanted to talk about the tiles inside the watch. So the tiles are interesting because yeah, they're just like different tiles. These are all tiles, right? There's multiple tiles, and you can choose to add or delete from your screen. So in this case, I have different ones set up already, which works for me, and you can customize it to whatever you like. You can also set up your quick panel, which is this. That's your quick panel. Settings like power on, power off, vibration, sound level control, flashlight. Oh, there's a flashlight. How does that work? I actually just discovered this together with you. So you can turn on the flashlight under the quick panel setting, and you can adjust the brightness of your display. Exit out. This is exiting out. Yeah, and then waterproof mode. I haven't gone swimming with it yet, so that's one functionality I haven't tested. So it's actually overall pretty good watch. I really like the functionality of everything. Is it anything hugely different from my Samsung Watch first generation? I wouldn't say so, but I like the fact that it kept all the functionality from before and added, improved and enhanced. My Samsung Watch Classic, the first generation, didn't have the sapphire crystal glass display. I think that's an important feature upgrade from that. There's one thing that was interesting I noticed was that online I've been reading around Samsung Watch 5 Pro, the Samsung Watch 5 series, does have the sensor built in at the back to test out your temperature, but nobody has been able to utilize this function. It is available, so maybe down the road Samsung's going to provide an update to the app in here, and then we're going to be able to measure our temperatures, right? And of course, none of these functions that are here is replacing any professional medical opinions. It is something that, it's FYI type of thing. But aside from that, I think it's good information. That's pretty much in a nutshell what I have to say. I will continue to do a part 3 review. In that review, I will talk about the GPS maps that I can download, backtracking and GPS, and put it to the test, because I think that's an important function. I have no complaints so far, so if you're still hesitating between watches and if you should buy or upgrade, you really need to think about how old is your current smartwatch, your needs are, and are you just looking for a new watch to upgrade. Overall, this one is a watch that I really like. I enjoy it. I feel like when I wear a smartwatch, I am much more active because I can see what's going on, right? So I feel like it gives me that push. I did want to mention something that was fun for me, was I downloaded an app called Zombies Run. And so I like horror movies, I like zombies. So it was interesting because it'll like talk as you're running away from zombies, and it's synchronized to your watch. So even if you're stuck and trapped at home, you're gonna be listening, and it's gonna be like, oh my god, these hordes of zombies are coming, right? It looks like something's happening, so take shelter, right? So you can just run, because now you have a mission, you have a purpose, right? And I ended up running a lot of steps in throughout the day, and which is great because I bumped up my cardio for that, and I had fun. So I haven't tried out the functionality, but maybe if you have your smartwatch and the app downloaded on your phone, you could definitely play with your friends, your buddies or something like that. You can run away from zombies. I'm just wondering how that would pan out if I went to a forest or a park and have that app on. I'm just jogging in the forest and you have your earbuds in, but nobody knows what's going on. You just think that you're just like running. Yeah. But anyhow, I thought that was fun to share. So if you guys have any comments, feedbacks, thoughts, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And yeah, then I can continue to share. If you have questions about the watch, feel free to reach out to me, and I can definitely try it out if I can, to test it out, and then yeah, share what my thoughts and experience are on those things. So bye for now, and stay tuned because I will be checking in again to talk about the GPS functions.